What's happening YouTube? Here is Andrea Mighetti Barber, and today we're gonna talk about the process of opening my own business. After I managed for a year the barbershops of my today's partner in business, back then my boss, we decided to move on a new adventure together. So to do so, we moved to a new area in central London and we start looking around for a new place where to open our business. We saw from distance one of those shops that they sell a bit of everything. In England we call it off license. This is where they sell a little bit of everything, and we saw a big sign with written on top "to let." The estate agent came over, opened the shop, we saw the inside, we done our consideration, set up a yearly price and shaked hands like that in a matter of half an hour. So it was quite shocking how fast we went through this process. Definitely less fast the process of demolishing the place. You have to imagine that places like off license, they got loads of stuff inside. Demolition of the place took us 3 weeks and something like 25 stories of rubbish. It was an intense period. All over the 3 months we've been refurbishing the place because I had to be here all the time, and in the meantime I was still managing 3 barbershops in London Bridge. It was very challenging. We had to come here every day we had off and work in it. We did some of the building works, we did mainly demolish most of the things, which is quite easy, I guess. Demolishing definitely better than constructing. We opened Raven Barbers in February, to be precise, the 22nd of February 2019 we opened the barbershop. I have to admit it wasn't easy. The first 6 months we opened, it wasn't busy at all. Nobody knew me and nobody knew us in the area. We were quite well known in the London Bridge area, which is south of the river, but on the north side of the river nobody knew us. So letting people walking in the barbershop wasn't as easy as we thought. The first 6 months I really struggled. I was working 70 hours a week minimum just to let it go, often by myself. Now I have to say, one of the harshest days I used to have is Saturday. Saturdays in central London can be a bit tricky because if you are in an area with loads of offices, like the area we opened the barbershop, can be completely empty. So I remember on Saturdays I used to be here by myself from 9 till 7, standing up, looking at the door, just waiting that someone could possibly come in and just pay me for a good haircut. I was ready, I was there all day long, and I remember in the beginning a good day on a Saturday would be just doing 2 clients, 3 clients in a day. After the first 6 months everything went slightly up. Me and Giorgio, which is one of the guys that works with me and a good friend of mine, we started pushing always more the barbershop. We decided to get a couple of guys. Well, Giorgio's been here with me since the beginning, but we were trying to get another couple of guys. The first 2 didn't work out, but then finally we got the 3rd barber, and that's when things were going differently. By September, October, November time in 2019, the barbershop was working well. December, we finally employed our 4th barber. We were 4 barbers fully on, 5 to 6 days a week working. I was so happy. Finally, you know, all the hard work was paying back and everything was going smooth. We had a beautiful December that year and we were really excited about it, and the COVID situation just changed completely everything. Roads getting empty and the center of the town looked like a ghost town. It was really scary. So we had to close down, unfortunately, right after 1 year, as I said earlier. And in total we've been closed 9 months. I'm not gonna lie, I really got scared because it felt like it would never get back to normal. Definitely have to admit we did a couple of mistakes. So if I have to see what we could change, obviously it's so easy finding mistakes straight after you've done them. One thing is the distance from the main road. You have to consider that London is a city that you walk around cars are not accessible for everyone, and there's some crazy taxes like congestion charge to enter the center of the town. So most of the people walk, get the tube, the bus or the bicycle. And being on a main road is very important. Having a footfall in front of the shop, we're like 50 meters, if not even less, far from the main road, but that 50 meters made a big difference on our starting up. I could tell that if people could just possibly get 50 meters more to go to work, we would have been in a completely different situation after 6 months. So that's the first big mistake that we didn't think of in the beginning, and I think we should have considered before doing that. Another mistake, I have to admit, not to put the prices at the right point since the beginning. Our cuts are qualitative talking good. We don't offer extra services. We don't focus our service on little things like a hot towel or a massage as other barbershops do. We mainly focus our service on a good haircut, and that pays quite well. And placing my price a little bit below the average of the whole community around here, the big mistake, because it's always harder to raise prices rather than lower it. Keep your price higher in the beginning rather than lower, because in the end of the day, once you put your prices higher, people can get upset, clientele can get upset. Best piece of advice I would say after this 3 years adventure that I've been through with Raven is to work on your Google. Having good ratings, having good pictures, taking care of your Google page, I think is the best thing you can do for your small business. I really seen most of the clientele coming from Google. Think about it, whatever you need nowadays, you go on your phone, you search and you find what you need. My second best piece of advice is about your clientele. There's lots of barbers that don't treat their clientele right, or well, let me explain. I think you have to really connect with your client. You have to understand them, you have to take good care of them, listen to them, remember their names. I think this is the most important thing about your clientele. You have to just take good care of them and not just treat them like a number and just as money, walking wallets. Another good thing that I think is a good advice is to take care of complaints. A lot of people don't talk about this. A lot of people prefer just to keep their pride up. On that, my pride goes down to 0. I don't care. I just go and pray you to come back. There's no way I'll put my pride before what happens in the barbershop. Don't get me wrong, there's limits on everything. I wouldn't accept any violent behavior, racist behavior in my barbershop, or abusive towards my staff. But when a client is not happy, it's very important to make sure you let it go as happy as you could do. Of course, there's some people that are hard to please, some are impossible to please, but always try your best, even for the least happy people is the most important thing, because a bad news travels faster than a good news. And I think few people could ruin your business, even if they're not the majority. So never let unhappy people go. Try to contact them, offer them a discount, offer them something back. Just make sure they'll be happy. Another good advice is get on with your neighborhood. Getting on with your neighborhood is very important. I mean, I try to keep a sort of community around here. I go in places, I spend my money there, and I offer them discounts. I want to make sure they come over, we know each other, we offer each other a coffee. One thing I think is very important is to be kind with your stuff. Your stuff is your wings. Your stuff makes you fly all over the sky. If you open your own barbershop and you want some stuff to work in it, you have to understand that that is your shop, is not theirs. So it's important that you always put yourself as a leader. I'll be the first every morning and last every night. And we had a walk-in system. I used to eat at last. Wanted my staff to eat before me. And it's a sign of respect. I respect you because you're working for me. I don't want to be on top of you. I want to be at the same level as you. Actually, I am ready to sacrifice myself for you. If you like the video, put a like and comment below what would you like to hear from me next. Give a little subscribe and well, I'll see you at the next episode. See you soon, guys.